Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westie here, and I wanted to talk about a few really important things for women when they're looking at nutrition, and I want to be healthy, and I'm trying to really get in the right groove for health, new year, new you, all that good stuff, right? These are a few of the things that women really focus on that are going to take you in the wrong direction. One of them is really cutting calories. Like, I need to subtract things, I need to take things away. Now, absolutely, yes, clean eating, right? Like lower sugar, no processed foods, all that good stuff. I mean, that's kind of, I want to say a more normal, more normal thing. But if you're just cutting calories, if you're looking at things in terms of calories in, calories out, the female body does not respond the same way. It is really, really interesting how many women will start something and think, oh, I'm going to get really healthy, I'm going to lose weight. And you're looking at the scale and you're trying to cut your calories and you're going to the gym and you are really busting your butt. You're doing a good job. Great. But your body's not going to be able to keep that up for very long. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel sore. You're going to be exhausted if you're not matching your nutrition to match your increased activity level. So when you increase your activity level, you're working out more. You need to up your food intake to match that. Now, a really important thing that happens then is that you actually build more muscle. Most women do not have enough muscle mass to be in a fat burning zone naturally. That's where we get it totally wrong. Men naturally build muscle easier. They naturally have more muscle because of testosterone, right? Women just don't have that. We go through these different phases of the month where when our bodies are higher in progesterone, which is about half of the month, it's a lot tougher to build muscle. It's a lot tougher to get your metabolism going. So almost for half the month, it's like your body's fighting against you. And you're like, what? How is this happening? Oh, I get so frustrated. Yep. Yes. That's because your body is different week to week, whereas men, they pretty much have the same body day to day. And it naturally builds muscle for them. And when you have more muscle, you burn more fat. You have more muscle. When you have more muscle mass, your body takes more energy just to function and exist on a daily basis. Every normal daily activity then requires more energy, which means you're going to be burning more and burning the fuel that you're eating. That's it. That's like physiology at its basic level for your body and your system. So when you increase your muscle mass, you're going to be increasing the protein that you're taking in, really increasing your nutrition and eating more nutrient, add more nutrient to your day-to-day, nutrition to match your increased output for energy in terms of working out. You're going to get fantastic results, very, very different results than if you were to say, oh, I'm going to eat less. I'm just going to have salad. Let me just have salad for lunches. That's my new thing. I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to have a salad. If you're having like lettuce, there's no nutrient in that your body gets to burn. So what it does is it uses your muscle then. It uses your muscle for energy. Yeah. Then what happens, especially for the female body, especially if you're in that progesterone phase, that's days like 15 through 28 of your cycle, day 1 being the first day of your period, days 15 through 28, if you're in that phase, your body will really store fat. Because that's a very dangerous place to be. Jill, I freaking love this. I know, right? These are things where I'm like, why don't we learn this as we're growing up? Like, as we take nutrition classes, it's not like, yes, okay, an apple is healthier than a piece of pizza, right? Okay, yes, great. We all get that now. What's next? Oh, how the food affects our bodies. But this is literally, I'm going to be talking about this pretty much all the month of January because this is where women really just totally miss the target. Totally miss the target. And Nora, you're asking, is it even harder after menopause? Yes. Absolutely. Again, and that has to do with the several different factors of, your body changes, your digestive system is going to slow down. It's tougher to absorb proteins, all that other stuff. So that plays into a factor after menopause, Nora, but absolutely. But again, that's what should your focus be? So many women are like, oh, I'm going to eat salads and I'm just going to, I'm going to get skinnier that way. And it's like, well, sure, but your body's going to turn into fat. It's going to store more fat and use muscle. You're going to get exhausted. You're going to feel depleted. You're going to get that brain fog, right? And your memory's going to suck. All these things are going to happen simply because your body's not having enough nutrient. So you're going to the gym, you're doing the New Year thing. Fantastic. Eat more. Eat more protein. Get more nutrient in your body. And you're going to gain more muscle. You're going to be in that fat burning zone. That's essentially it. This is what men have. This is what happens for men. Seriously. This is like easy. This is like cake for them. They can do this and eat cake and gain more muscle and burn fat all at the same time. Ugh. It's okay. Our bodies are made differently. That's fine. But it's really, really fantastic when you completely shift how you're eating and you're fueling your body differently, focused on the right nutrients. And yes, if you're working out more, your body's going to be using more energy. You're going to need to fuel it more. That will make a huge, huge difference. You're going to feel better and everything else. Now, another thing that I'm going to talk about, because I'm going to start talking about some fun things that I use and do on a day-to-day basis to make sure my nutrition stays on track. So there's Jill saying you lost the feed. You can watch it later. But these are things that as I really focus on my health, my fitness level, my nutrition is key for this. So as a football player now, so my training, I'm training for football. I am training, doing double days a lot of times. And this is really to up my fitness game. And I'm going to talk about the things I do and use to make sure that my body is getting the most nutrient possible all day long, and to get the most energy and to maintain the most muscle. So my body's in a fat burning zone, to increase my recovery, all that good stuff. Some of these I feel like are secrets, but only because they're not talked about enough, and they're definitely not talked about for women that are active, that are working out, that are trying to get to the next level. So one of my favorite things that I use on a daily basis is my cast iron pan. For those of you with kids that have the movie Tangled or seen the movie Tangled, my favorite part is when she uses this as her weapon and she whacks people. Anyway, so I use a Lodge cast iron pan. Lodge, right there. It's a great brand. I'll attach a link to below in the comments for you guys to check out, just so you can see different options and everything. This is a smaller cast iron pan. I use this pretty much every day to make eggs in. I will make eggs. I'll use avocado oil in here, spinach, saute that, 4 eggs. I'll put some mushrooms, cheese, whatever I want to kind of make it taste delicious. And this is what I use day to day. Now, this is really, really important for women. Anemia is the #1 deficiency in the world. There are so many women, even in our, country and our community, that are iron deficient. And it's because our bodies can have a tough time absorbing iron. Iron is really tough to absorb when you're taking it in a supplement form. It's not necessarily a natural form. So yes, eating spinach or eating liver, all that good stuff, yes, it's higher in iron, but sometimes it can be tough to absorb that iron. When you cook with cast iron and use cast iron in your day-to-day food prep, you actually add, because this is iron, it adds iron to your food, up to 25% more iron in your food that you're eating, and it's an absorbable form. Yay! So this is something that I cook all the time with, and as a family, and I have 3 kids, my husband, we all cook with cast iron. We have 4 different cast iron pans that we use regularly. This one is smaller, so it's easy to show and talk about. But these are great. You can cook with these on a stove. You can pop them in the oven and bake with them. I have actually I have 5. I have a Dutch oven. I have a cast iron Dutch oven thing as well. But these are really, really important to cook with, and they're pretty easy to clean and maintain. And I honestly don't do a great job with that, but it's pretty forgiving. And the other great thing about it too is that if, again, you ever screw it up, it's not heartbreaking to go buy another one for $10 or $12 or whatever, because, so what? You screwed it up, that's fine. But I haven't done it yet, and I don't take a fantastic care of them. But yeah, the only thing about it is that, the whole thing gets hot, so you'll need to use something here when you're cooking with it. But this is really, really key for nutrition, especially for women. Focus on your nutrients. Add more nutrients to your food. Add more nutrient to everything that you're doing. Add more protein. All that stuff is going to help you get more muscle and burn more fat. Literally everything. Everybody likes to think about, oh, what's that one thing that you do to get healthier? It's not one thing. If it was one thing, it would be easy. And especially for women that have hormone issues or are tired or fatigued or all these other things, it's definitely not one thing. It's never just one thing, right? You're going to have to do a combination of things, and it can be tough. It can be overwhelming to jump into something where you're like, okay, I have to shop different. I have to make food different. I have to do all these things totally different. And that's a struggle. That's fine. Just start switching some things out. So that's why I'm going to talk about some of these, my favorite things to do and have around the house, because it makes it easy to kind of do the same similar things, but when you're using different stuff, you're getting more nutrient in. So if you notice you're fatigued, if you're like, yeah, I might be low in iron, I'm worried about that, or you have really heavy periods, or you have hormonal issues that you're worried about your iron levels, add in cast iron cooking. You don't even have to do it every day, but just add it in. It's amazing. Jill, this is exactly what you need to see right now. It's where you're at. Yes. Okay, good. Good. Awesome, Jill. I'm glad. So so little things like this. Again, this is a small cast iron. I make my eggs in this just about every day. I have a medium one. We have a huge one. I have a Dutch oven thing that's enormous and with a lid and everything. So we are a cast iron family. I don't use another pan at all. This is what we use. I use cast iron all the time. But again, more nutrients. It's going to build more muscle. It's going to get you to that fat burning zone. If all you're doing for the new year is trying to cut your nutrients down, you're going to be struggling. Do my eggs not stick to this? No, they don't. Nope, not at all. So I did prep this really well. So when you buy it new at the store, it is different that you can't take it home and just start cooking with it, like, and put your food in right away, because it will like glue to it, and that's what people usually have. I use beeswax. I know it sounds weird, but I take a little bit of beeswax and you melt it in there, and then that starts to season it. They call it seasoning the pan. And then I use oil in there, right? And then you never wash it with soap. You just kind of wipe it out and clean it that way. But the more you use it, the more seasoned it becomes. So this is the thing I use all the time. And when I bought it new, I think it took me a couple of weeks to really, like, every time I used it, I had to make sure I added enough oil. I had to make sure I had enough beeswax in there. But then very quickly it got seasoned really, really well. So now I just throw a little bit of oil in there and cook my food, and it never sticks. It really doesn't. Unless I burn it. then it does. So anyway, great question though. But yeah, so little few things like that. Work on building your muscle. One last thing I'm going to say about building muscle, especially for those of you that are trying to lose weight, if you're looking at the scale and you're focusing on the right thing in terms of getting more muscle, the scale may stay the same for a few weeks, or it may even go up a pound or two at first as your body builds more muscle. Like I said, it has to have that muscle first to be in the fat burning zone. It does not just start burning fat. This is also true. I'm going to talk more about this, about how women burn fat and how the female body actually works. It is not as simple as saying, oh, take this one fat burning supplement, or these are fat burning foods, and you're thinking like, I'm going to eat a salad and I'm going to have my fat burning food in there and yay, I'm going to get super healthy this month. Nope, not at all. It's like a drop in the ocean if your body does not have enough muscle tissue first. So it's really, do the foundational things first. The foundation of getting a healthier body, a leaner body, is to have that muscle first. And again, I'm not talking about bulk. I'm not talking about getting like beefcake. This is just having enough muscle mass to be in that fat burning zone all the time. So that's what I got for you guys today. I kind of covered a lot of information. Let me know if you have questions. If you do have more questions, absolutely, you can comment below. If you're not comfortable commenting, feel free to message me privately. I am more than happy. You can message me, you can email me. More than happy to answer any questions that you guys would have. But I'm going to be talking a lot about the female body, how it functions, how it works, how hormones tie into all that, and really what to focus on when you're trying to get healthy for this month, for the new year, new you. All right. Yay! That's what I got for you guys. Let me know if you have questions. If you found this helpful, I would so appreciate it if you shared it with others so that they can also not be frustrated and learn too. All right. Bye.